everyone! Today we are going to be making this lovely iPad case or tablet case, and this is how it looks. So it's very nice looking. And first off, before I get into the supplies and before we start crocheting, I do want to mention I have a Facebook page, so make sure you join there. Make sure to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube as well so you can see updates on when I make new videos, and check out my website too. All my patterns are on there, or all my other crochet creations are on there, so you can follow me. But today we're making this tablet case, and we're making two separate pieces. First is going to be this blue this blue case, and then we are making this mandala style, and we're sewing it to the blue case. The supplies you will need is the yarn, obviously. The main color is in this blue, it's sky blue. I used Red Heart yarn, and that's 10 ply. I just used scrap yarn, so I don't really have measurements on what kind of yarn I used, but it's medium size yarn, so 4. And Red Heart you can use with love, you can use whatever style yarn you want, but it's Red Heart, okay? And I just use scraps, so you can see some scraps here. I've got all my scraps. So just from leftover projects, I have all these scraps. So sky blue for the blue, then for the mandala colors I use spring green, purple, soft yellow, egg blue, and then soft pink, like a baby pink. So you can use the same colors as me or get your own ideas and creativity and use your own color scheme. It's totally up to you. And then you're going to need a large hook, which I believe this hook is about 1.5 inches. Could be 2 inches, but I didn't measure it. So then for the iPad, you can see we used this buttonhole, and it fits right in there, just like that. So this is the case we're making. Now for hook sizes, we are using an I size hook, which is 5.5 millimeters for the blue part, for the main case part, but then for the mandala we are using an H size hook, which is 5 millimeters. So get those two hooks handy and let's get started. Alright, so let's get started here. I'm using my I hook and my blue yarn, which is our main color, and we're going to make a slip knot. So put the short end over the long end and then fold that down and pull that through. Alright. Now to make it as long as the iPad, my iPad is 9.5 inches tall and 7 inches, wait, let me remeasure that. Yep, 7 inches wide and yep, 9.5 inches tall. So to do that, we are going to be working on it like this, okay? We are not working on it like this. You can work on it like this, it's up to you, but I'm working on it like this. Okay, so what I need to do is chain 31. That will be the length of our iPad. So just chain the length of your device, and let's do that. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and I won't make you watch the rest, so I'll meet you back up when I have 31 chains.
Okay.
Alright, so I just chained 31, and if whatever your chain is going to be, just make your chain and then plus 1. Okay, so mine is 30 tall, 30 chains tall, and then I just chain an extra 1. Just for the reason that we are working in the second chain from the hook. So in the second chain from the hook, we are going to single crochet twice. So in this in the second chain right here, make a single crochet. Let me start over to kind of explain that. So the loop on your hook does not count as anything. So this is the first one run and then 2. So in the second chain from the hook, and I'm going to be working in the back ridges. Okay, if you've seen my other videos, you know what that is, but I can show you here. Usually we work in these stitches like this, but I'm turning this toward me and working in these back ridges here. Okay, so just single crochet twice in the first chain, or in the second chain from the hook, right here, 1 and 2. So twice in there, and then single crochet once in each stitch across until the very last chain, where in the last chain we are going to put 3 single crochets. So you know, I don't think a foundation row would work in this situation because we're working kind of like an oval we'll be making. So just work it this way, and I'll meet you up when I get to the very end of this chain, and I'll show you what I meant by putting 3 stitches in the last chain.
Okay.
Coming up onto the last chain here, we are going to put 3 single crochets in that same chain. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now notice I'm turning my work to work upside down like this, because we are going to work across the bottom of our chain now. So, and also don't get this part confused. You're not going to put any stitches in here anymore. Even though this looks like a stitch right here, we just put 3 in there. So now we're going to be working into this next one here. Okay, so put a single crochet in there and work a single crochet all the way across, and even put 1 single crochet in the end, and I'll show you where that is, because we put 2 in the beginning, but we need to put 3 in total. So I'll explain what that means closer to where I get toward the end of this round. And on this pattern we are working in continuous rounds, so we are not even going to be chaining up anything or, you know, doing any of that kind of stuff. So just continue working a single crochet to the very end, and I'll show you where that last single crochet goes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're back to the beginning here, so you can see that our 2 single crochets are over here, and we just had to put 1 more in there for our last single crochet of that round, like that. Okay, so now you have a piece that looks like this, and you can measure it up to your iPad, and that should fit perfectly. And now our pattern starts. So we are going to be working every other stitch, so it's going to be half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, etc. And it's just going to be worked continuously in the round like that. So yarn over, go into this first stitch, or you know what we can actually do is put a stitch marker in there so you know exactly where your beginning is, so you can always end there if you need to. Okay? So if you have a legit stitch marker, you can put it in here, otherwise just use another colored piece of yarn and just stick it in there. And now yarn over, go into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That's a half double crochet. Now in the next stitch, it's going to be a slip stitch, but you don't want it to be too tight. So I would go into the stitch and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And see how loose that is? That's how loose you want it to be. Then yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. Then the next stitch is a slip stitch. Make sure that's loose. And then just continue your repeat pattern all the way around. And then if you remember seeing my crochet baby blanket pattern, the nautical blanket, this is the same stitch used in there. So it's just a half double crochet and a slip stitch, half double crochet and a slip stitch. And this is the pattern for the entire sleeve of our iPad sleeve. So I will just continue this pattern until it is as large as I need it to be. What did I say? 7 inches tall. For my iPad. You know, if you have an iPad mini or a different device that you are using this for, you can make it that same or that style, however, whatever your measurements are. Like I said, this is a very versatile pattern, so you can make it whatever measurements you need it to be. And I'll just meet you back up then when my iPad sleeve is done, and then we can go on to the next step of making the design around it. Alright, so I just measured my iPad case, and I put my iPad in every few rounds, and now I am to the point where it is completely covered. And like I said, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches. I made it a little bit more, like 7.5 inches, just so that it would come above the top of it a little bit, so you can see there. So now we can fasten off and then make the top flap. So you want to end on the side where we put our stitch marker, okay? And I guess it doesn't really matter where, though. I mean, if you're, you know, a little past the stitch marker or before it, doesn't really matter. But you want to end on a slip stitch, okay? So you don't want to end on a half double crochet. You want to end on a slip stitch. And then to fasten off, I usually just chain 1 and cut my yarn and pull that through and pull tight. Okay, then you can sew that in and get rid of our stitch marker there. So then there you have it. This is what this side looks like, but then I noticed when I was crocheting that I kind of liked the inside better. And it just gave more of a 3D look, more of a texture look. So I might just keep mine inside out. Nobody's gonna notice, only you and I know because you're watching this video. But I think I like this side better, so it's up to you. You can use this side or this side. I'm gonna use the inside as my outer shell. So my iPad case, or my iPad will fit in here like that. Okay, like that. So I'm going to sew in these ends and then get your other colors ready, and we will make the mandala closure. Alright, so I have my H size hook ready and all of my colors. We are using 6 different colors. You can do, you know, however many colors you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. You can do 10 colors if you want. I don't care. But my colors I'm using are spring green, purple, soft yellow, soft pink, off-white, and egg blue. I think this is called egg blue. It's like a sea green color. And I sewed in all my ends on here, but we're going to set this aside and work on our mandala. So remember H size hook, we changed our hook size now, so make sure you have your H hook. And I'm going to start with the spring green here. Okay. And we are going to chain 4. So make a slip knot. Just to make a slip knot, put the short end over the long end, fold that down and pull that through. Okay, then chain 4, yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then in the 4th chain from the hook, we are going to put 15 double crochets. Okay, so we count, so the loop on the hook doesn't count as anything. So then we go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's our first chain that we made. We're going to put 15 double crochets in there. So yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. Okay, so make 14 more in there, in that same chain space. Okay, so I'll make my 15 in total, and then I'll show you how to connect. That chain up 3 is going to count as our stitch, so we are going to attach to that, and I'll show you what that means when I get closer to that. So I'll do this, and then I'll meet you up when we are about to attach with a slip stitch. Alright, so I made 15 double crochets in here with this chain up 3 here, because we chained 4 in the beginning. This looks like a stitch, so in all you should have 16 double crochet, because it's this one that counts as one. So you have to make 15 actual double crochets, but then this chain up 3 counts as a stitch. So if you need to, count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and then attach your yarn. So go in to that chain up 3 spot right there, and then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, and then I'm gonna fasten off here because I'm gonna change my color. So to fasten off, I chain 1, and then cut my yarn and pull through. Okay, and also at this point, since we chained up 4 and did that method, there's a kind of gap hole here. You could start this off by making a magic ring and then just making sure you put 16 double crochets in the middle. If you're familiar with doing that, you can do that, go right ahead. But I'm just more used to doing the chain up method, so I'm just going to sew in this end here, and then I'll meet you back up when we're going to go on to round number 2. Alright, so this is how it should look right now. So now I'm just going to attach my new color. I just sewed in this end that was in the back here, so now it's all closed up right there. So to attach a new color, we're going to make another slip knot. That's my preference. I mean, you can do it differently if you prefer. So now you want to attach to any of the double crochets on the round. Okay, so it doesn't matter where, so I'm just going to attach it here. Like I said, it doesn't matter. And to attach, we just go into the double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, so now we're attached. And now it says to chain up 5. So yarn over, pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that's going to count as our first double crochet, which is the first chain up 3, and then a chain 2. So a double crochet and chain 2. And we are going to double crochet and chain 2 around this entire piece. So yarn over, go directly into the very next double crochet, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then chain 1 and 2, and then do the same thing in the next. Double crochet, and then chain 2, 1 and 2. Then in the next one, on mine here, is where I attached, so I have to make sure that I'm not attaching to the slip stitch, I'm not double crocheting into the slip stitch. I'm going into the stitch itself, right there. Okay, and making my double crochet, and then chain 2, 1, 2. Okay, so do that all the way around this entire piece, and I'll meet you up when I have done that, and I'll show you how to attach and fasten off. Alright, now that we're back, I just did 1 double crochet, chain 2 in each one around, so you should have 16, including this chain up 3 here, and then 16 spaces as well. So at the end here, we're going to chain 2, and then slip stitch to the chain up 3, 1, 2, 3 of this chain here from the beginning. Okay, so slip stitch. Okay, and then to fasten off, just chain up 1, cut the yarn, and pull through. Okay, now we are going to be going on to our next color. You may want to, sew in your ends as you go. That's up to you. But for my next color, I'm using soft yellow. And starting off with a slip knot. Okay. Attach your yellow in a space, in any of the spaces. Okay. Any one of the spaces. So I'm going to attach here. And same attach method like we were doing. Okay. And now chain, chain up 10. Okay. So yarn over, pull through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then make a treble crochet into that same space that we just attached to. Okay, so yarn over twice. Okay, go into that chain 2 space, that same one. Yarn over, pull through. Okay, so now it looks like you have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops. Yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. And then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so now you have this big round thing there. Now we are going to go directly into this next chain 2 space for another treble crochet. So yarn over twice, go into the next chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now we are going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then do a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, into the same chain 2 space that we were just working in. So yarn over twice, go into that same chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so that is what we are going to be doing for this whole round. So going directly into the next chain 2 space, remember to wrap twice, go in there for a treble crochet, then chain 5, and then go back in there for another treble. Just like that. Then go into the next chain 2 space, treble crochet, chain 5, and treble again in that same space. So repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back up when we will go on to round 4.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm back, and I am coming to the beginning here. So I just did my treble, chain 5, treble in the same space there, and now I'm back to the beginning. You want to slip stitch to the chain 5. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then insert your hook and yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, then to fasten off, like always, just chain 1, cut the yarn, and pull that through. Alright, so this is what our work looks like so far. So I'm going to sew in all of my ends right now, and then I'll be back and we are going to start working actually with this egg blue next. That's up to you. Again, your color choices are up to you, but I'm going to be working with the blue next and then the pink, and I'm not sure if I need the white because this is already pretty darn big. So I may not even need the white, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to sew in all my ends, and then I'll meet you back up when I'm ready to go on to round 4. Alright, so now I just sewed in all my ends, and we're going to go on to round number 4. So I'm using this egg blue color. Start by making a slip knot and slip stitch into any of the chain 5 spaces. So any one of them. Just attach your yarn by doing a slip knot or slip stitch like that. Okay, and then chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and that's going to count as our first stitch, which is a double crochet, and we need to do another double crochet into the same space. So yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so it looks like you have 2 double crochets there. Then it says to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then make a double crochet, or 2 more double crochets into that same space. Yep, so yarn over, go into there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So these are double crochets. Sorry, I said treble, but I meant double. So we're doing 2 double, chain 5, 2 double. And then we're going to go directly into the next chain 5 space here and put 2 double crochets in there. 1 and 2. Then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and put 2 more double crochets into that same space. 1 and 2. Okay? Then directly into the next chain 5 space, just repeat. So do 2 double crochet, and then chain 5, and then put 2 more double crochet in that same space. Okay, so do that all the way around, and I will meet you up when I am going to go on to round number 5. Okay, so now I'm back to the beginning here, and I just did my last grouping, 2 double crochet, chain 5, 2 double crochet, and now I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch right there to connect, and then to fasten off, like always, chain 1, cut the yarn, and pull through, just like that. So this is what we have so far, and it's kind of bunched up, but don't worry, it will flatten out. And now I am going to be using pink, and we are going to be making some like petal style stuff. So I'll get my light pink here, make a slip knot. Okay, and we are going to, let's see here, attach into any one of the chain 5 spaces. So I'll just attach right here, just like how we've been doing, with a slip stitch like that. Okay, and then chain up 1. Okay, that doesn't count as anything, we're just getting ready here. And now for the petals, we are going to, in every chain 5 space, we have to do a single crochet, like that, then a half double crochet, then a double crochet, okay, then 5 treble crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then a double crochet, then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Okay, so all of those stitches in that chain 5 space. Okay, then you're going to you're going to skip these 4 double crochet here, go directly into the next chain 5 space for a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, then a double crochet, then 5 treble crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a double crochet. Oops. You may have to move your stitches over to make room. So a double crochet, then a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Okay, so all 11 stitches all in the same chain 5 space. I'll go a little bit slower on the next one, so go directly into the next chain 5 space and make a single crochet by inserting your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a single crochet. Then a half double crochet, yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Half double crochet. Then a double crochet, yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, then 5 treble crochets, so yarn over twice, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, so make 5 of those. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then a double crochet, yarn over, go into that space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then a half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go into the loop, yarn over, then pull through, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then a single crochet last. Okay, so now that you know how to do these petals, just do that all the way around this piece, and then I'll meet you up when we are going to fasten off. Alright, so we're back, and I just did all the petals all the way around this piece. Looks great. So now we just have to slip stitch to the first single crochet of that round. Okay, and now we're going to fasten off, but we are going to fasten off with a very long tail because we are going to be sewing this, half of this, to our iPad case. So I'm just going to cut my yarn generously there, and then pull that all the way through. Okay, and pull tight. Alright, so in fact I didn't end up having to use the off-white color. I was going to, but it doesn't seem like I have to because when I put this up to my iPad case, it measures all the way across. See? So if I made it with the white also, it would be too big. So this is like perfect, and this is how it's going to look. Okay. So you can, you can even decide to put this side down on this side like this and just sew on just this much on the back, and have majority of this on the front. So then when you open it, it'll be like that. Or what I am going to do is lay this halfway and then have it more like this. So it's halfway, and then it's halfway on both sides. So it's totally up to you. Use your creativity, and then sew only half down, okay? Don't sew the whole thing, otherwise this piece is going to be completely closed and then you can't use it and put your iPad in there. So just sew on half of it on the back side, whichever side you want the back to be. It doesn't matter, really. I think that I want this side to be the back. So, and then you want your straggler to be on the side where you fastened off. You want it to be on the side. Okay, so I'm just going to sew in my ends and then line this up, and I'll show you how to start sewing it onto your piece, and I'll meet you back up at that time. Alright, so I have my mandala all lined up on my iPad case like this. This is the back of it, and then the front will just have this much on it. Okay, and so that's totally, I mean, that's my preference. It's totally up to you how you want it to be. I mean, this could be your front, and then you can just sew on this much on the back. You know, it's, like I said, totally up to you. So, what I need to do though, and also you want an odd number of petals on your front, okay? Because in this area here, see I have 3 petals here and then 3 petals here. The buttonhole is going to be right here. Okay, and I'm putting a very large button in here. So you want to keep that in mind. Have an odd number of petals in the front so that the middle petal will be your buttonhole. So I'm just going to sew this on, just going back and forth, making sure not to sew my piece shut. And I'll just meet you back up when mine is completely sewn on. Alright, I'm just fastening off here. Just tie a few knots afterward. And then we can show our finished work. There we go. I'll sew in that end a little later, but this is what we have so far. So this is what my front looks like. Okay, now I just need to get a button to put this down, and then I will be finished. So let me grab a button and I will sew that on, and then we'll be all done. Alright, so I have a button here and I'm just going to sew it on. You can have whatever style or size button, I guess. This one's really large, so it will fit through this large hole here. So just make sure that you have it big enough that it'll fit around or through that. So I'm going to line it up here. And you know what? I think I also need to pin these back also. Just because they keep, when I pull this down, these kind of fly up a little bit. So maybe pinning these to the back or the top or something, like on the side right here may be better. So that's up to you if you want to do that. But just line up your button right in the center there. I think right here should be good. And get your yarn. Okay. And just go in from the inside out and then back to the inside. And just sew that in like that. Cut the yarn and then tie a knot or a few knots just so it is secure. So there's that. But yeah, see, I hate this. This is so gross. So I am going to take some pink yarn that I have left over, and I'm going to tack the side petals down. And to do that, I'm just going to position them on the side right here. And go in from the inside. And kind of just sew it back and forth. Just so it stays down. Okay. See how that looks. See, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to do that to both sides, and then I'll show you our final product when we are all done. Alright, so this is what my work looks like. I just sewed down these petals on this side, so you can see that it's now flat, and the button we sewed down together, so you can see that. So this is what it looks like, and this is the back side. Okay, so last thing we have to do is just put our iPad in there and enjoy our creation. There you have it. It's beautiful. So I hope you learned something and were able to make this iPad case, or at least the mandala. And you know, you can do other things with the mandala too. You don't just have to make the iPad case covering. But I hope you liked it, and thank you so much for watching my video. Make sure again to subscribe to my channel and join the Facebook page and check out my website and all that good stuff. The pattern will be there. And thanks for watching. Happy hooking!